我的线条可能没有投放吧，可能有时候可能有点到咬一口往前要。我俩都老强了，王哥希望大一点的。Hasid, Datura, Hashem. Still, please. Solar energy. Resurrected by Amanita Muscarius. The Emerald Tap. This is the satanic one. Like, we will kill more trees. They actually just smoke weed. Jewish fractals. There, the idea here is that when you're seeing the opposing forces, radical life and death, it's like you're really only seeing life, but you're just seeing like a forward side and an inversion, right? This is like an inversion. That's what it's supposed to represent, you know? And this is like the forward. So that's it. It exists infinitely, you know? If you have one side, it's saying, you know, necessarily you have the other side. That's logic. That's the way the universe is. But if you look at it from the non-whole perspective, you know, it can be a diminishing kind of illusion, which is why we always try to draw back to the more celestial ideations that ultimately keep us sane and keep the world healthy. So that's really the whole concept of Israel, or the whole concept of like, you know, a celestial intelligence or logic, that you have, you could say these towns, you could say objects, people, and all of them have their opposites, you know? Everything in this realm is reflected, just simply flipped over, inversed, you know? And it's not necessarily a, like an emotional opposite. Like you would say, water and fire are emotionally opposite. You know, it's not like if you reverse fire, you get water, you know, or if you reverse water, you get fire, you know, but it's emotionally opposite, and that's not what is being talked about. This is more like literally the inverse. So if you have the inverse of water, it would still be, you know, theoretically a liquidy substance, but it would be reversed, you know, in the air, you know, instead of on the ground. And that's a reality, you know, water lives in the air, and it also comes to the ground. So that's just showing that that kind of reality is a real thing. And the whole idea is balancing, you know. If you think like that, then everything in this world is kind of reinforced. It has a deeper reality, it has many layers. And because of that, it has longevity, it can strive forever. So the whole idea is basically, yeah, it's geometry. If you want to think of it in terms of like Greek medicine, like the thesis is purely geometry. You know, if you think about it in terms of like uh, you know, kung fu or something, like it's the reversed action, you know? So really any kind of fighting action is just gonna invoke its exact reverse, which is collision, you know? But it's also self-defeating. Like there's never, the way is never through fighting, you know? It's just sitting there. It's sitting. Because then there's no conflict, there's no collision, it's just peaceful, you know? And all of that comes from geometry. Like, these are like, you know, store managers, like, from like Safeway. It's always like that, man. Like in Maryland, it's the like the high up people, man. But like, if you have the reverse action of that, it's not a low level employee. It's like people who are not buying food, they're returning all this food, right? Yeah. The people are giving food. And that is Dao's way. Vice Nachang. This place has been upgraded, dude. It's all clean. And it's the geometric principle, man. It's happened the same way on the other side. You know? That's beautiful, man. because we needed to get the waste out of the way, man. We need a good toilet. And this guy came up to me as I was leaving Safeway, and he was like, I saw you take that picture of the flower. And he was next to this hot girl, and I was just like, that's a hot girl. It's closet. That's closet. Like, you're doing something, there's another consciousness there that perceives it. That's a good thing, you know? It's friendly. We gotta find the flower girl. This is good because the numbers are opposite. In every situation, it's the same thing. It's the geometry. The way. As past, so future. This is the Mahoney family. We are the Mahoneys. Hey, this is about Irish Jewish heritage, man. We're the Mahoney family. We're an Irish Jewish family. Shalom. We got the money to make this happen, dude. Upgrade suburbia. Okay, that's our formal introduction, man. Irish. I rushed, I'm sorry. Rapping. Here's the celestial one. We're actually just selling books, not chopped up wood. Walter Johnson is the school that people actually go to. It's the Mahoney family tree. It's like druids. I love her Mahoney. I love books. Solar power. Cool guy. Why is the Mahoney family tree outside of a library, of all places? What does that say? It's because as Jews, traditionally, Mahoney's are money lenders, you know. You can borrow money, but you have to pay it back. Jews are traditionally money lenders, man. It's what's in our blood, dude. We lend money, you know, Baruch Hashem, and such is the way of the Tao. It's Talmud Hashem. If you lend something, you can expect it to be returned to you. That is the law. That is the custom, dude. These are some good books. Some good safers, David. Hayat. I got this. We're collecting royalties on this one. That was originally a website. But she bought it. Give that massage. It's an Irish. I should call it Return to Eden. This plane was built by Mahoney. I really forget the story, man. I forget it. Mahoney. Wagner. Just gotta study it like a book, man. And really the proper way, the correct way to look at it would be as a Maryland law study. What is this saying to us? It's nonconformist in that the Mishnah is actually influencing local policy. This is saying, lo kele, basically no prisons. This is not an imprisoning law. We're not trying to restrain people here. It's basically very in tune with Jewish philosophy, being that the nature of man is innocent, and that you can deny a banishment from Eden. I deny. It has no legal precedent in the court. It has no moral justification. This is for law study, dude. We're all supposed to be involved, dude. It's a round table. Wow, life backwards might be Eifel, E-F-I-L. Liberty backwards is the same. Study law. And bless the printers. This old corner mark of communication history. Alright, dude. Sabatsu wa arimasen. This is the Book of Law, man. And it's like Chavered, proper respect. Let's have this recorded. Let's have this, done right. The black law. Right. And already it's saying exit roleplay freely. Using a setting as simple as Bernstein Bears. These are simple everyday morals. This is not a technical stage show. So first thing I read is spiritual law. Okay, well, Japan is given to charity. Arigato, is that thanks. You're receiving. Kabbalah is the receiving. How are we receiving this? So, coming from an intellectual perspective, unfortunately a lot of this charity is actually ineffective. Basically because of radioactivity in Japan. The energy is not compatible, even though the gesture is kindness, we've ended up giving to Japan. So our official, Geico legal response to this is, thank you very much, Japan. We appreciate your intention, but actually, we won kind of an American lottery here, experiencing a lot of freedom, a lot of self-sufficiency, and this concept of charity, we're not needing that. Still huge, 革命情感要动，养父总想更否为你动感。 So instead of the Buddhists, sacrificing and sacrificing under the delusion that sentient beings are being healed, are attaining enlightenment, it's simply the realization that there are no beings, there is no one to give to, and there is only the supreme consciousness. It's not communist. It's American law. خياط شال Erlang Akhdud Anafas. Let's bring you to a Japanese word for freedom, Jiyo. Jiyo. Jiyo is freedom, Jiyo is liberty in Japanese. So it's like when they're saying Jiyo, Jiyo, it's not a religious thing, it means freedom in Japanese. This is the common misunderstanding of Maryland culture. Jiyo. Emptying preconception. Still, I gotta say it. Now what we have is Hashem Anai Yitzir Anav B'Yizrayal Yitzir Ashir Olam. Basically, Jews, free people, truly free people, giving charity in Japan under the name of Israel. The logic being, these are people with good self-esteem. We're saying that we exist. You can feel this, and you exist too. We respect you. We give a gift. Hasid, prevents toxicity. It's not radioactive. 講起宣教我的，也我是我沒有同เขา呀，生嘢同有得啦，個訓練都已經充我多㗎。Just younger, balancing all principle, balancing inner scale within self. This style way, ordinary beings succeed, and all found in eternal balance. So what are we giving? Cleansing, we got the herbs. Just plant a lot of Daturas in Japan because it's good. It detoxifies soil. It takes out any bad, and people stay away from it. But it's good for environment, good for everything. So it's very good. Japanese. 父母講價錢，仲需要講價貨的，講價錢我都所有的。Datura 在莫斯科这小公园风光岛，阿姨让你啊，搞点钱搞钱。